Welcome to my beginner's guide to Exodus, the highly anticipated upcoming game from Archetype Entertainment. For fans of narrative-driven RPGs, Exodus is shaping up to be a spiritual successor to one of the most iconic titles in gaming history, Mass Effect. And that's not coincidence. This ambitious project comes from the creative minds behind that beloved franchise, blending their mastery of rich storytelling, expansive world-building, and player-driven choice into a bold new universe. If you ever marvel at the galaxy-spanning politics of Mass Effect, you'll feel right at home in Exodus. The game aims to carry forward that legacy, with a focus on emotional resonant characters, intricate plots, and a world shaped by your decisions. But while it draws inspiration from its predecessor, Exodus is carving its own path, introducing a fresh setting, new conflicts, and a sense of exploration that promises to push the boundaries of the RPG genre. In this video, I'll focus on one of the most intriguing aspects of Exodus, its timeline. Spanning tens of thousands of years, the timeline of Exodus tells the story of humanity's journey from a dying Earth to the stars of the Centauri cluster. From the desperation of the Exodus era to the rise and fall of interstellar empires, every chapter in this timeline adds depth and complexity to the game's universe. So let's dive into the eras that define Exodus and explore the history that shapes the galaxy we'll be stepping into. Exodus, 2200 AD. Fleeing a dying Earth, governments and powerful organizations begin launching fleets of Ark ships, each one packed with the last remnants of humanity. The mission? To find a new home among the stars. As Earth's environment deteriorates, the people left behind face a grim reality. Either they leave or face extinction. Within just 2 centuries, Earth is entirely abandoned. All that remains of humanity, our culture, our achievements, our history, exists only aboard these Ark ships, drifting through the endless expanse of space. Traveling at near light speed, these ships were capable of covering vast distances in just few generations, a final attempt to preserve what remains of our species. After decades of uncertainty and hardship, humanity finally found what they were searching for, a new home in the distant Centauri galaxy. This era sets the stage for everything that follows, marking the beginning of humanity's fight for survival in a new and familiar galaxy. But what they would find there, and how their past would shape their future, remains to be seen. Let's move on to the next chapter of humanity's journey, the Dawn Era, which unfolds around 18,000 AD. This era is crucial because it marks the moment when humanity finally reaches the stars and begins to carve out a place for itself in the vast uncharted territories of the Centauri cluster. Dawn Era, 18,000 AD. After a millennia of travel, several Ark fleets finally reach the Centauri cluster, a vast region located 16,000 light-years from Earth. What they find is nothing short of extraordinary. Hundreds of densely packed star systems, each with the potential to support life. Among the thousands of planets, many seem primed for colonization, offering hope for humanity's survival. In response, the first settlers sent out a signal known as the Green Worlds, a beacon to call the rest of the Ark ships still journeying through the galaxy. Though it will take millennia for the Green World signal to reach the farthest corners of space, the first arrivals begin the slow process of colonizing the Centauri cluster. Over time, these pioneers lay the foundation for sprawling interstellar societies and powerful empires. As the decades pass, a steady trickle of Ark ships continues to arrive, bringing with them the last remnants of Earth's population. However, this new era isn't without its struggles. The new arrivals, descendants of those who fled Earth, must adapt to a galaxy that's both foreign and dangerous. Some manage to integrate into the thriving societies, while others find themselves lost in a universe that has already moved on. For many, survival is the first challenge, but for others, it's a chance to build something greater, to reshape humanity's future on the ashes of their past. In this era, the seeds of the future are sown. Some will flourish, others will wither, but all will play a part in the unfolding story of humanity's place in the stars. Next, we move into the Remnant Era, a pivotal time in Centauri's history. It's an era defined by the chaos of war, rapid technological advancement, and the emergence of transhuman factions vying for control. This is the era where humanity's descendants begin to transcend their origins, evolving into something altogether different. Remnant Era, 24,000 AD. The early history of Centauri is one of violent upheaval, as the interstellar empires that rose in the wake of humanity's arrival quickly began to crumble under the weight of endless conflict. Fueled by genetic engineering and the insatiable thirst for power, the citizens of these warring cultures rapidly evolve, adapting both biologically and technologically to suit their needs. Over thousands of years, the descendants of the original colonists, those who once fled Earth, splinter into dozens of divergent species. Collectively, these transhuman beings begin to refer to themselves as the Celestials. As they expand across the Centauri cluster, the various celestial factions compete for dominance, with each seeking to impose their vision on the galaxy. Entire star systems are transformed into vast factories, churning out trillions of weapons, war machines, and cutting-edge technologies to fuel the endless conflicts. The Formation Wars, which take place around 28,000 AD, become the defining moment of this era, leaving a trail of destruction across the Centauri cluster. Hundreds of habitable worlds are obliterated, their civilizations wiped out in the wake of these brutal battles. During this tumultuous time, Ark ships still continue to arrive, drawn by the Green World's signal. However, the new arrivals find themselves relegated to small backwater worlds, struggling to survive in the shadow of the more advanced celestial factions. Once hopeful survivors, they are now forced to adapt to a galaxy that has already moved far beyond them. In the Remnant Era, the legacy of Earth fades further into obscurity, and the Celestials, once human, emerge as the dominant force. Yet, even as the galaxy is consumed by war, there are whispers of a new beginning, a chance for something greater. The question remains, will humanity's descendants rise from the ashes of their own making, or will they be lost to history forever? Let's now enter the Crucible Era, a time where the remnants of the chaotic wars give way to a new chapter of peace, exploration, and unforeseen mysteries. The rise of a powerful celestial species, the Elohim, marks this pivotal moment, shaping the future of the galaxy in profound ways. Crucible Era, 30,000 AD. In the aftermath of the devastating Formation Wars, a new force emerges to dominate the Centauri cluster, the Elohim. This celestial species, unlike those that came before, possesses immense power and technological prowess that far surpasses anything previously known. With their arrival, the galaxy enters a new era. The Elohim construct the gates of heaven, an intricate network of interstellar portals linking all the systems of Centauri. This remarkable feat of engineering not only facilitates travel and trade across vast distances, but also heralds a renaissance of exploration. The gates enable a level of connectivity previously thought impossible, sparking a new age of prosperity for the galaxy. For 5,000 years, the Elohim remained the unchallenged rulers of Centauri, ushering in an era of peace. During this time, they established a set of unbreakable laws, which govern the actions of all the celestial factions. One of the most important of these laws is a strict ban of the destruction of habitable worlds, considered the galaxy's most precious resource. The Elohim's control is absolute, and their wisdom ensures that the galaxy flourishes in relative stability. But as with all powers, time eventually erodes their influence. The Elohim, at the height of their supremacy, begin to recede from the galactic stage. Their once unfathomable power begins to wane, and new celestial empires rise to take their place. These new factions expand their territories through diplomacy, trade, and military might, though they continue to abide by the laws established by the Elohim. The fear of catastrophic retribution should they violate these edicts keeps the galaxy in check. Among the many accomplishments of the Elohim was their ability to move entire planets using their hyper-advanced technology. They relocated hundreds of habitable worlds to entirely new systems, ensuring their continued survival. One of the most notable of these worlds was Lydon, a moon moved into close orbit around a gas giant in the Malakbel system. Lydon becomes a crucial location in the unfolding history of Centauri, its significance not fully understood even by those who inhabit the galaxy today. As the Elohim fade from power and new empires rise, the galaxy stands on the precipice of something new. The laws they put in place still echo through the systems, shaping the fate of all who live in this new age. The legacy of the Elohim endures, but the question remains: what happens when even the most powerful of a species fades into history? Rise of the Aslan Dynasty, 41,500 AD. A long-forgotten human Ark fleet finally arrives in the Malakbel system, carrying the last remnants of humanity, and establishes a colony on the moon of Lydon. The settlers find themselves in a world rich with history, yet shrouded in mystery. Ruins of a long-extinct celestial civilization known as the Detonator dot the surface, hinting at a once thriving culture far beyond their own understanding. Despite these ancient signs of greatness, the settlers struggle to survive, isolated and primitive in a galaxy that has long since advanced beyond them. For 2 centuries, Lydon's colonists fight against the harsh conditions, barely holding on to the hope of prosperity. But everything changes with the emergence of a single figure, Orion Aslan. Born in 2328 LR, Lydon Reckoning, Orion starts life as nothing more than a mercenary, one of many surviving in the harsh frontier of the Malakbel system. But as time passes, he rises to become a legendary traveler, a hero whose adventures take him to the furthest reaches of the galaxy. On numerous Exodus missions, Orion seeks out advanced celestial technology, hoping to elevate Lydon's society from its struggling state. Through sheer will and determination, Orion establishes the Aslan Dynasty, a powerful network of followers and loyalists who pledged their alliance to him and his vision for Liden's future. As a ruler, he remains a shadow, often venturing out into space on long journeys, but the dynasty remains strong under his leadership, with his vision ever present in the hearts of his people. In 2476 LR, Orion celebrates the birth of his perfect heir, June Aslan. This child, genetically engineered with both celestial and human DNA, is seen as the key to Liden's future, a symbol of the blending of humanity's past and the celestial legacy that will shape its destiny. But just as hope seems within reach, tragedy strikes. Orion embarks on his final Exodus mission, but this time he does not return. With Orion's disappearance, chaos follows. Gideon Aslan, June's half-brother, seizes control of the dynasty, declaring himself ruler of Liden. In a brutal move, he forces the young June into hiding, forever altering the balance of power on Liden and marking the beginning of a new, darker chapter in the history of the Aslan dynasty. Orion's absence leaves a vacuum that will be filled with conflict, betrayal, and the uncertainty of what happens when a legend fades and a new ruler rises. The fate of Liden, and perhaps the entire galaxy, now rests in the hands of those who would inherit Orion's vision, for better or for worse. As we have explored, the timeline of Exodus is a vast and intricate tapestry, spanning tens of thousands of years. From humanity's desperate flight from a dying Earth, to the rise of the Celestials and the enigmatic Elohim, to the struggles of the Aslan dynasty on Liden, each era is brimming with rich storytelling potential. It's not just history, it's a framework for the galaxy players will step into, full of lingering questions, ancient mysteries, and untold conflicts waiting to unfold. What makes this timeline so exciting is the sense of depth it brings to the game's universe. Each era leaves behind a legacy that ripples through the galaxy. From the forgotten remnants of Earth to the enduring influence of the Elohim's laws, every choice the developers make has the potential to be steeped in meaning. Who knows what secrets lie hidden in the ruins of the Dead civilization? What could happen if the Elohim were to return, or their advanced technology fell into the wrong hands? And how will the Aslan dynasty's story of betrayal, ambition, and survival shape the game's present? This timeline isn't just background lore, it's a playground of possibilities for both narrative and gameplay. Imagine unraveling the truth behind the Elohim's disappearance, navigating the dangerous politics of celestial factions, or charting an entirely new path for humanity's future in the stars. With so much history to draw from, Exodus has the potential to deliver a galaxy that feels alive, dynamic, and full of stories waiting to be told. Ultimately, Exodus promises to be more than just a game. It's an invitation to explore a universe shaped by the echoes of its past, and a chance to carve out your place in its unfolding future. Whether you're a historian piecing together ancient mysteries or a rebel challenging the galaxy's status quo, the possibilities are endless. So, what kind of story will you create in Exodus? The galaxy is vast, its history deep, and its future unwritten. It's up to you to step into this bold new universe and leave your mark. The question isn't just what will happen next, it's what role you'll play in shaping it. Thanks for watching this guide to Exodus. If you are as excited about this game as I am, make sure to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. A special shout out to NerdyDude247, LittleDude901, Robert Sokal, and John Grant for your continued support. Until next time, travelers, keep dreaming of the stars.